Whenever the laws of any state are broken, a duly authorized organization swings into action. It may be called the state police, militia, the rangers, or the highway patrol. These are the stories of the men whose training, skill, and courage have enforced and preserved our state laws. One of the jobs of the Highway Patrol is to police the vast areas of the state where the population is very scattered. In order to enforce the law in these places, the patrol assigns a resident officer. His duties are the same as any patrolman, except that he covers a larger territory. Because of the remoteness of the section, the officer resides there, is on 24-hour call, and in constant communications with district headquarters. On the afternoon of October 7th, Resident Officer Joseph Klein had finished his routine patrol and checked out with headquarters. Klein was on his way north of Twin Forks to an area where the pheasant hunting was considered good. Officer Klein was permanently assigned a patrol car, but for official use only. When leaving his duties, Klein was compelled by regulations to inform headquarters of his whereabouts, including the location where he planned on hunting.
Hey, Marty.
Yeah?
Isn't that Joe Klein?
Yeah, that looks like him, all right. Wonder what he's doing out of uniform.
Hunting, I guess.
Yeah, that's him. You better go tell Linda.
Linda, we got company coming.
Hi, Joe. Doing a little hunting?
Yeah, but I found more than I bargained for.
What do you mean?
You know what? Where's Potter?
He's in the house. Why?
You're both under arrest. Lead the way.
No idea what you're talking about. I'm sure there must be some mistake. We can straighten it out. It's too bad. He was a nice kid.
Yeah, but nosy.
He's dead. Here are his keys. Bring the car around. Let's get him out of here. Get him in the car.
Marty, what are we gonna do?
We'll ditch him a couple of miles north of here. We'll be out of here tomorrow before they find him. You take the car, we'll take the station wagon. Come on. Okay, wipe the car clean. Give me the gun. Give me the rag. There. That'll make it look like a real hunting accident. Let's go.
The head of the Highway Patrol was on a routine inspection tour of the northern end of the state when a call from headquarters concerning Officer Klein came over his radio.
And I'll take the call. I'm close to Twin Forks. What time did he check out?
Officer serviced out at 1600 hours yesterday after completing his routine patrol.
Matthews immediately headed for Twin Forks, knowing that this was the first time Klein had failed to keep contact in his 1 year as a resident officer. From Matthews' direction, he would pass Klein's residence and the Twin Forks community before reaching the hunting area. He decided to check these places first.
Highway Patrol.
Yeah, I can see. For a moment, I thought it was Joe Klein. Need some gas?
No, I don't. When was the last time Klein came in for gas?
Joe? Yesterday afternoon. Gassed his own car up before going hunting.
Did he say when he'd be back?
Yeah, he did. Said he'd bring the patrol car in last evening. But he didn't come back. Say, what's up? Can't you find Joe?
You haven't seen him since yesterday, then, huh?
That's not like Joe. He's been in here regular every day for the past year. I hope he's all right, mister. He's like his son, except he's ribbing me all the time.
Well, thanks very much, Mr.
Davis, Fred Davis.
Well, thank you, Mr. Davis. I'll check the area he was hunting in.
You can't miss it. It's off the dirt road, just this side of the St. Clair farm. Joe is an awful good hunter. Not likely he'd run into any accidents.
I hope not.
Matthews began an immediate check of the area for Klein's car. Finding no signs of it, he began checking the road for tire marks and footprints. The road, being seldom used, clearly revealed that a car had stopped there recently.
To headquarters.
Go ahead, 2150.
I've checked the dirt road area. No sign of Klein's car. I did find a tire track and some footprints. It could involve Klein.
Headquarters will send Lapman to take Moulage. 10-4.
Have all available units search the area. I'll keep investigating. 10-4?
10-4.
going to be a cop here in a minute asking a lot of questions. I'll do the talking. Let's just sit down and relax and not be nervous. You couldn't know anything. Look domestic, will you?
Mr. St. Clair?
That's right.
Matthews, Highway Patrol.
Oh, won't you come in?
Thanks very much.
This is my wife and Nelson Potter, who works for me.
Howdy. How do you do?
What seems to be the trouble, Mr. Matthews?
Oh, it's no trouble. It's our resident officer, Klein. Do you happen to know him?
Oh, sure. I know him well. That's the young fellow who lives around Twin Forks, isn't it?
Yeah, he's been missing since yesterday. He was reported hunting in this area.
Yesterday, you say?
Yeah, that's right. So you didn't happen to see a car parked over by the dirt road, did you?
Well, it's harvesting season. Potter and I have been working pretty hard lately. We haven't paid any attention. How about you, Linda?
No, I didn't see anyone over there yesterday. You see cars over there every now and then, usually hunters.
Well, did something happen to the officer?
Well, we don't know. Thanks very much for your help.
Oh, it's all right. I hope the boy's okay. Anything we can do to help, Mr. Matthews?
No, not a thing. Thanks just the same.
3280 to 2150. 3280 to 2150.
2150 by.
Civilian reports discovering Officer Klein's body off Highway 72, back off a dirt road 200 yards north of the Medford intersection. Says it was a hunting accident. I'm on my way there now.
Relay the information to headquarters. I'll meet you there. 10-4?
10-4.
I'm sorry to hear that. There's not much anybody can say.
There's nothing anybody can say right now.
That settles that. It's 10 o'clock now. If we snap it up, we can be out of here by 2. Let's get that stuff out of the ground and on the truck.
What about the processing?
No, it'll take too long. Just get it on the truck well hidden. I'll be out to help you in a minute.
Marty, let's leave here now.
Don't be stupid. That'd be the worst thing we could do.
But Matthews, he'll come back.
Oh, no, he won't. Just got a call on his radio. They found the body and they think it's a hunting accident. All we got to do is get that stuff on the truck.
Well, forget the stuff.
Look, our harvesting ends today. The lease runs out next week. What could be less suspicious if we leave it scheduled? Now start getting us packed. I'll be out with Potter.
Where's the body?
Right over here. These tire tracks are what tipped me off. You can see they're just as fresh as Klein's.
He called the coroner?
He's been ordered. He'll be here as soon as possible.
What about the lab man?
One's already been set up to the hunting spot. He'll be down here as soon as he finishes.
It was obvious to Sergeant Morris that Officer Klein had not met with a hunting accident. There were clear indications that he had been murdered.
I checked the house. There's nothing. What about the coroner?
He's been there. He found this in Klein's pocket.
It's marijuana.
There's your motive.
Somebody in Twin Forks must be growing it then.
Joe must have run across it while he was hunting. Otherwise, he'd report it in.
What about the lab man?
He's checking now.
All right, fine. As soon as you find out something, let me know. I'm going back to the St. Clair farm. I want to see what they're growing.
Right.
Say, Marty, I was thinking, we don't have much gas in the car. Maybe I ought to go in now and have it filled up.
Are you sure that's all you were thinking, Linda?
It's not that, Marty. I just thought once we leave here, we ought to keep going and not make any stops.
All right, go ahead. Get back in a hurry and finish up the packing.
All right, I will.
Leaf of marijuana found in Klein's body. Possible motive for killing. Inform Narcotics Bureau. I'll contact them further when something else is established. I'm heading for the St. Clair farm. Undercover. 10-4?
10-4.
$21.50 to $32.80.
$32.80, go ahead.
I'm staked out at the St. Clair farm. Get some civilian clothes and a civilian car. Meet me as fast as you can.
$32.80, how do I find you?
I'm parked in a concealed spot. I'm right across the street from the back door to St. Clair farm. I can see anybody leaving.
Got it. 10-4.
10-4. $21.50 to headquarters.
Go ahead, 2150.
I'm staked out at the St. Clair farm. Have an undercover unit come out here and contact me right away. Also notify Narcotics. We're trying to trace a truckload of marijuana to its distributors. I'll keep in touch with them. 10-4?
Narcotics Bureau advises man en route. What about the Klein murder?
Anything on the fingerprints yet?
Headquarters. The car was clean. Just smudges. Only the shotgun barrel had prints.
Any make?
Headquarters. Not yet. But there's some beside Klein's. Either a little boy or a woman. Small prints.
Well, there's a woman involved. They could be hers. 10-4?
10-4.
That'll be $4 right on the butt, Miss St. Clair.
Thank you, Fred.
You're not leaving us, are you?
Yes, we'll be leaving today. It's been a nice year. We might buy the place.
That'll be mighty fine. Say, a shame about Joe Klein, isn't it?
Joe Klein? Oh, yes, the accident.
Well, I don't believe it was an accident, and I don't think the police do either. Joe is too good at a gun. I think it was murder.
Murder? Really?
Have a nice trip, Miss St. Clair. Hope you and your husband come back for good someday.
Look, as soon as you have a full load, you go ahead. Linda and I'll meet you in the city.
Okay with me. The sooner I get out of here, the better. It's been a great year, Marty. Too bad it had to end this way.
Now, don't worry about it. Everything will be all right. As soon as we get the payoff, we'll all have enough to forget. I didn't think you drive up. Where's the car?
I left it in the back. I was afraid the police were here.
What gave you that idea?
They don't think it's a hunting accident.
How do you know?
The gas station, Fred Davis. He said he didn't think so, and he bets the police don't either.
Oh, Fred Davis, what does he know?
Oh, Marty, let's go. I just don't like it.
I don't like it myself, Marty.
Now, look, the two of you, don't get panicky. We wiped that car clean. There's no possible way they can link us. We heard them ourselves on the radio. They said it was a hunting accident. Now, come on, let's get busy. We can be out of here in an hour. Go on, finish up the packing. Let's go.
Officer Dillon was able to convince a citizen of the urgent situation, and within minutes was on his way to the rendezvous point with Matthews.
Come in here. That was fast work.
Cooperative citizen.
At any minute now, that truck is going to leave. It's going to be loaded with marijuana. Tail it to the city.
Why tail it?
Find out who the distributor is.
You sure they'll be going?
Yeah, I saw him loading. The minute the truck leaves, I'll go in and take the others.
You think one of them killed Klein?
Well, one of them pulled the trigger that killed him.
We got any proof of the murder?
Fingerprints on the shotgun and the cast of their tire tracks. That's more than enough proof. There he goes. It's Potter.
License number G51455. I'm on my way.
$21.50 to headquarters. License number George 51455. 3280's driving a 1956 sedan. License number Henry David John 312. Notify undercover units heading this way to intercept. Take over the tail. 10-4?
10-4.
Come on, hurry it up. Come on.
What's wrong with it?
Somebody's pulled all these wires.
All right, don't bother with the wires. I did a good job. Get your hands up. Put them on top of your head. You too.
What's this all about, Matthews?
You're under arrest for murder in violation of the Narcotics Act.
What do you mean murder?
Officer Klein.
You can't pin that on us.
Female prints on the shotgun and a cast of your tire tracks.
Potter shot him. We're innocent.
Innocent of murder? Innocent of marijuana traffic? How do you sleep at night? Come on, let's go. See the Highway Patrol in action again next week. Until then, remember, leave your blood at the Red Cross, not on the highway. This is Roderick Crawford saying, see you next week.
Whenever the laws of any state are broken, a duly authorized organization swings into action. It may be called the state police, state troopers, militia, the rangers, or the highway patrol. These are the stories of the men whose training, skill, and courage have enforced and preserved our state laws. The prevention, detection, and punishment of crime on the nation's highways require constant vigilance and selfless devotion to duty on the part of our law enforcement personnel. Many types of crime and criminals are encountered by the Highway Patrol in their round-the-clock activity, including unexplained outbreaks of violence. Such a case occurred on August 18th near the small town of Bellport.
When did you first decide that you couldn't live without me?
Something tells me if I come up with the wrong answer, our marriage is off.
Well, I wouldn't say that. You know, husbands are a lot harder to find now than they were in Grandma's day.
Well, then you should appreciate the fact that you have one hooked and ready to be hauled in. Not ask any leading questions.
All right. I'll promise to do much better in the future if you'll just answer me one small question now.
All right, it's a deal. What's the question?
When did you first decide that you couldn't live without me?
Oh, by the way, I have 2 more names to go on the list. Excuse me, honey.
Yeah.
Hello?
I'd like to speak to Robert Hoffman, please.
Well, I'm sorry, Robert Hoffman is out of town. This is his son speaking. May I help you?
You might at that. I'm interested in that Bellport property your father has for sale. I'd like to talk to him about it. Where can I get in touch with him?
Well, I don't think he'd be interested in talking about the property right now. Maybe when he returns.
I know he has a cabin at Rain Mountain. Is he up there?
Well, yes, he is. But he asked me not to bother him except in an emergency. But he does call once in a while, so if you give me your name and phone number, I'll...
Who was that on the phone? Am I beginning to sound too much like a wife already?
I don't know. Said he wanted to talk to Dad about some property. I asked for his name, he hung up.
I think I'll go call Mom and give her these 2 new names to put on the list.
Okay, that's a good idea. Hello, Tommy. Now, look, this isn't going to solve anything.
Johnny! Johnny!
Yeah, I've got everything cleaned up now, so I'll pick up the golf clubs and meet you at the course in about a half hour or so. Wait a minute, take it easy. Don't use that word sneak out. This line might be tapped. Hold it.
They're shooting at the residence of Robert Hoffman on the outskirts of Bellport.
Look, you better find yourself another pigeon. I'll play you next week. Yeah. Come on, let's go.
Aunt Catherine.
Oh, hello, Tommy. My, I must have fallen asleep.
Have you got any money?
Why, some. Why?
I need it. I'll pay you back, but I've got to have a little money.
What for?
I'm tired. I need a rest. I'm going up in the mountains for a few days.
Well, Tommy, you've been doing nothing but resting for a long time now.
I told you, I'm tired. I need a rest. What more do you want?
I want the truth. Tommy, you can't go on doing what you're doing. You've got to straighten up and stop this brooding.
Don't preach. For heaven's sakes, don't preach.
Tommy, are you in trouble?
Who said I was in trouble?
Well, I just asked a simple question.
I told you I wasn't in any trouble, didn't I? Now, just get me the money and I'll be all right.
Doctor says you can talk to her now.
What's her name?
Jean Deasy. She's not going to be an easy witness.
Cases like this, they seldom are. I'm Matthews, Highway Patrol. Can you tell us exactly what happened?
Why? That's all I want to know. Why did something like this have to happen to Johnny?
Look, we're supposed to catch this person. Now, the longer we stall, the more miles he puts between us.
I know. We were out there on the porch. I came in here to make a phone call. I heard Johnny say, "Hello, Tommy." Then the shot. When I got out there, he was dead.
Do you know of any Johnny's friends or enemies, for that matter, called Tommy?
No.
Anybody else live here with him?
His father, Robert Hoffman.
Robert Hoffman. Where is he now?
He's away.
Away where?
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know.
I'll talk to you later. Well, all we know is the killer's name is Tommy.
Did young Hoffman have any relatives?
Yeah, his father, but he's away somewhere.
Well, that covers a lot of territory.
We'll start the wheels rolling, see if we can find Robert Hoffman. I'm going to check every paper in the house.
Where did you say you were going?
I told you I need a rest. There's a little place in the mountains where Dad and I used to fish.
I thought your father was mixed up in this. What are you going to do? Brood for him all your life?
Mind your own business.
He was my brother. Doesn't that make it my business, too?
You don't understand. Nobody does. Dad was more than just my father.
But, Tommy, just because he died...
He didn't die. He was murdered in cold blood.
That's an awful thing to say.
And Hoffman will suffer for it, believe me. He'll suffer just as much as I have for all these months.
Stop it, Tommy.
I thought about him every minute of that time. About Hoffman and that stupid son of his.
Look, Tommy, you've got to quit hating Mr. Hoffman. Anybody'll tell you hate does awful things to you. You've got to stop it, Tommy. It'll hurt you more than it'll hurt him.
We'll see about that. If anybody comes by and starts asking questions, just say I'm away for a while. You don't know where. Understand?
Go through all these papers. See if you can find any friends, relatives, or business associates with the name of Tommy.
We could use some next of kin besides Robert Hoffman. What about the girl's family?
Well, I talked to the mother. She can't help us any. I'm going back to headquarters. The doc's going to call me when I can talk to her.
Well, maybe when she gets out of shock, she'll remember a Tommy somewhere along the line.
Hope you're right. To headquarters.
Headquarters, bye.
Contact all social organizations and merchants for personal friends of John or Robert Hoffman. See if you can find out anybody in the area knows a guy by the name of Tommy. 10-4?
10-4.
Hello. Is this the Parker Real Estate Office? Well, I'm trying to locate Robert Hoffman's cabin, and it looks like I'm lost. I've been there before, but today I must have made a wrong turn off the highway. Can you straighten me out and direct me to his cabin? You can't. I see. Okay, I'll try the store. Thank you.
Okay, thanks very much. That was Doc Barnes. He just gave Miss Deasy a sedative. We can't talk to her for 6 or 8 hours.
Well, I found the names of 2 people named Tommy, or Thomas. But I checked them out, and they're both in the clear.
Well, that's the way it is. We can't do anything about it. But let me tell you one thing. We better find the real Tommy before he knocks off somebody else.
Tommy was in possession of information which Matthews did not have. Information received from John Hoffman before the shooting. And while the highway patrol was apparently without the slightest clue to the killer, Tommy was already in the Rain Mountain Resort area, making a concentrated effort to locate John Hoffman's cabin.
I think we've located every Robert Hoffman in the county except the one we're trying to find. Now, it looks like he's tried to fix it so he can't be found.
Did we check John Hoffman and his father for a record of any kind?
Oh, no, didn't see any reason why we should.
I'd get on and see what you can dig up on him.
Okay.
All right, I'll call you on that later. Yeah, that's right. So long.
There is a Hoffman record. John's in the clear, but Robert was arrested 8 months ago on a manslaughter charge, accused of reckless driving and in causing the death of a man named Brent Shug.
Yeah, let's see now. At the trial, he was found not guilty. Now, look, the papers didn't carry this, but Brett Chug has a son. His name is Tommy.
I've got the Chug address.
Let's check him out. Al Matthews, Highway Patrol. Tommy Chug live here?
Yes, he does. Won't you come in?
Thank you.
Would you folks like to sit down?
No, thanks. We want to talk to Tommy, that's all.
Why, Tommy isn't here. He said he'd be gone for a few days.
Did he tell you where he was going?
Yes. He said he was going up to the mountains for a rest.
Rain Mountain?
Well, that's the only one around here in easy reach.
Are you his mother?
No, I'm his aunt. Tommy's in trouble, isn't he?
Well, to tell you the truth, we don't know. All we know is a guy named Tommy killed John Hoffman.
Oh, no. Oh, that couldn't be Tommy. He hated John's father, but not John.
Did he hate John's father because of the automobile accident?
Yes, he did. Tommy idolized his father. And Brent felt the same way about Tommy. Oh, they were always together. And then, when Brent was killed, Tommy almost went haywire.
Did you ever hear him threaten to kill Robert Hoffman?
Oh, no. Tommy's a good boy, kind of hot-headed, but he's a good boy.
Yeah, I know, they always are. Look, could you give us a picture of Tommy, or his description, also the car he was driving and the license number?
Oh, yes, I'm sure I can do that. Mr. Matthews, Tommy's been brooding a lot lately. He wouldn't hurt anybody. I'm sure of it.
Well, I hope you're right.
Sure I know Bob Hoffman. What about him?
Well, I've been to his cabin a half a dozen times, and not a day I can't find it. Can you give me the right directions?
Well, I suppose so, but...
But what?
Well, Bob hasn't been feeling right lately. Still has to walk with a cane. Got a bad leg from an auto smash-up.
I know.
Last time he was in, he looked better.
I'm glad to hear that, but how do I get to the cabin?
Well, son, I'm not supposed to say. Bob told me. He said that he had something to work out and he wanted to do it by himself.
Look, my business is important. His son John's very ill. If I don't get to Mr. Hoffman pretty soon, he may never see his son again.
Well, now that's different. I tell you what. You go straight up the road here for 2 miles, then take the dirt road to the left.
2 miles and then turn to the left.
That's right. Now, you'll come to a dead end, so leave your car there and go down the footpath for about 100 yards. You can't miss it. It's the only cabin around there.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Get me Highway Patrol headquarters. Thanks.
Highway Patrol headquarters.
This is Matthews. APB on Thomas G. Chugg. He's Caucasian, about 5'9", 158 pounds. Got dark hair, he's light complexioned. He's between 24 and 25 years of age. He was last seen wearing a gray sports jacket, light shirt, and dark trousers. He's also driving a green and white station wagon, license number 6 John 250. We think he's headed toward the Rain Mountain area.
I'll notify all merchants, gas stations, cabin rentals, and stores in that area.
Have him call headquarters if anybody asks for the whereabouts of a Robert Hoffman. Also keep looking for Hoffman. If you find him, have him call headquarters right away. Yeah, that's it. Right.
Well, we got a motive for him killing John Hoffman. Revenge.
And we got a better motive for Tommy killing John's father, too. Thanks for your help.
Headquarters to 2150.
2150 by.
Storekeeper on Rain Mountain Road reports man answering Tommy Chugg's description made inquiries for Robert Hoffman.
What's the store's 1020?
About 4 miles north of Lazy Ridge Cutoff.
We're about 8 miles from there. Any units closer than we are?
No, 3212 is covering area 12 miles north.
Set up roadblocks on all exits from Rain Mountain area.
Instruct 3212 to move south or rendezvous at the store. 10-4?
10-4.
Matthews, Highway Patrol.
Oh, yes, the officer said you'd be here. Say, that fella that was here sure wanted to know where Bob Hoffman lived.
You didn't tell him, did you?
I didn't exactly tell him. He sort of talked it out of me.
Where does Hoffman live?
Well, you go straight ahead 2 miles and turn to the left on the dirt road. You come to a dead end, then down a footpath for about 100 yards.
All right, thanks very much. Let's go. Yeah, this is his car, all right. He's got to be around here someplace. Get on the horn. Close off this area. I'll meet you at the cabin.
Yeah. There's no one in the house.
He's got to be around here someplace. You know, we could be sitting ducks. I'll bet she's doing one of two things.
Yeah, probably hiding, waiting for Hoffman to show up.
Either that or out looking for Hoffman. Now, let's take them one at a time. Chug! Tommy Chug! You can probably see and hear me. Why don't you come out and give yourself up? The one thing, we're not going to leave this neighborhood till we make sure Chug's not here.
It's about even money he is hiding around here, too.
Hey, you're probably right. Let's circle the house. I'll meet you south of it.
Nothing so far.
Yeah, I came up empty, too. Let's widen the circle and work back. Hit the dirt! Hit it! Fast! Now, come on, drop that gun. It's your last chance. Drop it! You all right?
I guess so. Poor boy.
I don't know. That's a matter of opinion. He killed your son this morning. See Highway Patrol next week. Until then, remember, leave your blood at the Red Cross or your community blood bank, not on the highway. This is Broderick Crawford saying, see you next week.